welcome back to the Coco Caliente podcast with Jenny and Nicole.
Where we talk about everything and nothing all at the same time.
Mother and daughter production. If you haven't listened to us before, I'm the daughter. Jenny's the mother.
Yes.
We have a lot to catch up with you guys on. So we just got back from Nashville, and we had a terrific trip all together. What would you say? It was pretty fun?
Yeah, it was fun. We did a lot of, we were busy.
Yeah, we did. We made a very busy schedule. My dad has never been to Nashville before. My parents just had their, while we were down there on Thursday, we flew down, and that was their 32nd wedding anniversary. But my dad has been having some like chiropractic, well, it's back and hip issues, but he's been seeing the chiropractor regularly. So he actually, I think he was sitting on the plane and stuff, made things a little bit worse. When he got down there, he had actually couldn't, I'm not laughing, it was so sad. He like couldn't even move one morning. But my mom, normally don't see him in the morning like that. Mom does. And it was just, he's so little. Yeah, he's like hunched over.
He's a workaholic. And a few weeks ago here, he started some chiropractic care for his back. And the issue was getting better, but he was just supposed to be limiting to what he's doing, take some rest. He was supposed to take some time off, get some rest. So I'm like, perfect thing. We will go to Nashville then, because you're supposed to take a couple days to yourself and get some rest. And I didn't think we were going to have to see the doctor while we were there, but we did. He woke up and his whole
leg was numb. Honestly.
Yeah, and his leg is still numb today. 4 days later, he went to the chiropractor again today. We're back home, and he feels a lot better again, but we'll see what morning brings. I think it's just going to be a little bit of a process.
So what we did in Nashville, we'll go through the little bit of fun things that we did. We stayed at the W. It was the first time I ever stayed at the W. It's near the Gulch. I highly recommend it. It is super pricey. I don't know if I want to stay there every time I go down there, but it's not something that might be in the budget. But if you guys have a chance to, I splurged because it was my parents' anniversary, and I thought, what better time to try it out? And oh my goodness, it is amazing, right? Wasn't the hotel amazing?
The hotel's really, really nice. And it's like the only, we did rent a vehicle, and the reason that she had to rent a car is because, of course, Arrow's car seat. So we actually, what's it called? Valet parking the whole time. So, but
it's
they
$50 a day, plus you got a tip.
But,
it's stressful.
Expensive, but they always like get your car for you. They're opening the doors. Like, it's just like they have it in the front of the hotel.
I felt like a celebrity. Did you? One day we're like, what kind of pizza should we get? And do they deliver? And they're like, oh, we can go grab it for you. I'm like, me and Mom did not take them up on that. But I was like, oh my gosh, they'll go grab it for your pizza for you.
Yeah, they were. It was a super, super nice hotel. It wasn't super kid friendly. Like it was like just really pretty, and it had a huge the whole wall. One wall was a window when we were up higher, and so it was stressful when Arrow's just standing with his little tiny face looking out the whole glass wall.
On the 10th floor. But I don't think it's any less kid friendly than any other hotel, honestly.
No, maybe than an Airbnb. Like not as much. I meant as much. Not that it wasn't kid friendly. I meant there was no room really for him to roam. Is what I meant. I've had my fair share of bad Airbnbs in Nashville, so it was just like I'm not going to put that on my parents. One time I had my mom, me, and Grandma and Mariah stay on top of someone's house with lots of stairs, and they were steep, with short ceilings, and it didn't look like that in the thing. It said like you had the whole place to yourself. So that was one of our experiences. Plus we were pretty far from everything. And then another time, I stayed with Mariah and Victor, and it was on the bottom of someone's house. And the woman just stared at us out the window the entire time and then left me a review that said, okay, so it was just me and Mariah down there for like 2 days. Victor drove all the way down from Michigan to come podcast with me and the wedding planner. That was way back when we first started. So we had the wedding planner who's very like prestigious and has her crap together. She came over to the Airbnb, and so did Victor. And then the woman left a review that said I had a strange man, which I felt like that was like really brutal. This was when Vic had long hair and stuff. A strange man coming to her Airbnb, and it made her very uncomfortable. And that she had another guest that she didn't ask. That I'm like, why are you staring at me out the window? It was a wedding planner who plans like $1 million weddings, and that's what we were talking about. And it was my fiance. Like, And it was just for the podcast, and then the wedding planner left.
Yeah, for like an hour. But I'm like, what? Okay, then I could hear her baby screaming the whole time. I could hear every time they flushed the toilet. And of course, like, I left her a nice review. I didn't know she was going to leave me a mean review. I'm just like still so steaming about that. So Nashville's done with me with Airbnbs. I'm so over it. And I would stay in a hotel because you have all the amenities and everything can be walking distance from there too.
And there at the hotel, they like have a restaurant hooked to, I think they might have a few.
It's called the Dutch.
But we ate breakfast there twice. Oh my, it was really fancy and so good. We ended up eating there 2 days in a row. We were going to try to eat dinner there and we just never got back there at the time. We were always out and about at dinner time.
Was more chill. Like, we had fancier breakfasts than we did dinner.
Yeah, we had 3 fancy breakfasts.
We did. And like,
the first day we got down there.
One day, Dad got a $50 breakfast.
Yes, because he got the shrimp that you chill, the
giant shrimp.
Yes, and then he got like the shrimp cocktail, and then he also had his breakfast.
That was the day the poor man couldn't even sit and eat his breakfast. He had to stand because his freaking leg hurt so bad.
And we, the first day that we had breakfast, the day that we got down there, we actually ordered a bottle of champagne and 3 different fresh squeezed juices and like had mimosas. And
just you and Dad did?
Yeah. I got enough for everybody.
Whole bottle.
Yeah. And good thing they let you take the half a bottle with you because I thought Nicole and Victor would at least toast with us and have a mimosa, but no, both of them said they're not drinking. So then it did not quite, it was just me and Dave but good thing they had 3 fresh juices you could drink with it.
We got up and we were ready for a good meal. And then I got crab cakes Benedict twice. It was pretty good. And then for lunch, do we recommend any lunch places? Where did we go?
I liked that one where I told you.
Oh, yeah. Ember Ski Lodge.
Oh, that was like
that was by 12 South.
That was happy hour.
Oh,
but yeah, I went there 2 times.
Mom and Dad went to happy hour twice.
Yeah, it was really nice, and they have the best nachos and queso and salsa. And
12 South.
And you said they have the best triple decker grilled cheese you ever had. You ate that
good.
twice.
I ate it twice. I ordered it for Arrow, but then I ended up eating it because he barely ate it. But so go to the Gulch if you go down to Nashville, and go to 12 South. We went to Broadway briefly, and we had fun Thursday night, but that place is crazier than Vegas, as far as I remember. It was insane. It was, if you go on Friday, we try to go on Friday, and we're like, we have to get out of here. This episode is brought to you by Kitty Poo Club. So I do use Kitty Poo Club for my cat Twix downstairs, and it makes being a cat mom so much easier. So what it is Kitty Poo Club is the most convenient monthly litter box ever. Every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable and recyclable litter box that's pre-filled with the litter of your choice. They even have an extra large litter box if you need that. So when the month is up, you just recycle the used litter box, and Kitty Poo Club will deliver another one to you. It's easy to customize at any time, and you can add some toys or treats or accessories, whatever you want. So right now, Kitty Poo Club is offering an awesome discount on your first litter box order and free shipping when you set up auto ship. Just go to kittypooclub.com, www.kittypooclub.com to save on your first auto ship order of litter boxes with free shipping, and be sure to let them know that Coco Caliente podcast sent you after you check out. That's kittypooclub.com.
Yeah, and we literally, we wanted to go into what's called Old Red, right?
Yeah.
Blake Shelton's Old Red. And Dave wanted to sit there and listen to the live music in there. So we had to stand, and it's like, you have to get up. You don't put your name in for a table. It's like first come, first serve. So we stood there with Arrow for a long time. And then a really nice group of people, which was the funniest part is they had no idea who Nicole was or who we were. And they just knew we had a baby, and they only had 3 people, and they had a double table. So they're like, they had 4 people. They said, we have enough chairs for you guys all over here if you want to just share a table with us. So we did, and we sat with them for like an hour before they had left, and it was but
then somehow she knew who I was. How did she know?
Because when you guys were dancing on the dance floor, a man came up and asked me if you were Nicole from Big Brother. I said yes. Then he went and told them, do you know that you're sitting with Nicole from Big Brother? And she's like, no, I thought I recognized her, but I really don't think she knows who that is, because then she took a picture of her and left, and then came back and said, oh my gosh, I sent this to my daughters, and they're so excited. And
the guy never even said nothing to me either.
No, he was told everybody in there. He went to like all the tables that were surrounding us while you were dancing.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
pointed you out. It was just
so
funny.
Old Red was real fun. And that's the only bar downtown we went to, which was the most kid friendly. I would think if there's kid.
Yeah, it was a lot of big room. The music wasn't too loud. There was a lot of space even for standing. And then we ate there, and we were in bed by 9:00 or between 9 and 9:30 every single night while we were in Nashville.
Yeah, we were. And then where else did we eat? Did we eat lunch anywhere else?
Yeah, that one place I was telling you where I got those stuffed taco.
Oh, yeah, the pub. That was in the Gulch. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked that.
Meals are real expensive in Nashville, I'll just be honest with you. We didn't eat barbecue the whole time, which is so weird, but we didn't go to a barbecue place. Normally that's all I eat, so it was kind of nice to get a break. But for us four, five, it was like tipping over $100 if you just got like normal meals. So
breakfast was really, I think breakfast was our most expensive meals, right?
Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And then Nicole went to a really good bakery, and then
Five Daughters Donuts, and that was in 12 South. Really good. There's 100 layers to these donuts. And I saw so I saw the donut case, and then it said like 5.1, it said 4.8, and I'm like, okay, are these like rated stars? Because I'm thinking there's no way this is a $5.10 donut, right? It was a $5.10 donut. We got 3 donuts in it with the little tip we gave. It was like $18. I'm like, we better enjoy these donuts, but they were the best. That was really good. And I enjoyed shopping in that downtown area, like going in and out of the stores. That was really fun. And then there was something.
What we did that was really fun.
Oh, the escape room?
Yes. We went to an escape room, and that was a lot of fun. We
escaped with like 16/17 minutes left. And we had arrow. One of us had arrow on our hip the entire time. There was only 4 of us. And it was the funnest escape room. It was called the Gold Rush. And it was just called Escape Room. I'm not sure. There's a bunch down there. But I highly recommend it. It's a difficulty level 7 out of 10. I recommend it if you're getting back into escape rooms. It really gave us a confidence boost that we need to do another one. And it was like so much up Dad's alley. I felt like you had to like shoot down these targets, and it was so fun. It
was really, and we never asked for one clue because she told us what we had to do. We all 4 had to put our hands in the air at the same time so that she knew we all were agreeable on it. And twice she spoke and said some stuff over the thing, which I wish she wouldn't have, because we still had all that time left. And when it was over, it's like, oh, it's done. We want to do some more. But there really was a ton of stuff to do in there. It's just we were pretty good at it. It was like Survivor type puzzles and divided. Some of them. Yeah, we did.
And you could have had up to 8 people. It would have been way too overwhelming with 8 people in there. For me, I like to like be part of each puzzle.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, someone's doing something over there. So I loved that.
Actually, I think pretty much we were all a part of each puzzle a little bit, and like figuring things out. Like somebody look up something, somebody would be doing the lock. Yeah, it was just always something.
My favorite thing is Dad in escape rooms. It is just the cutest thing ever, because my dad is like really smart, and he just in these weird ways, but it's just like he gets so serious, like okay, I see 2 frogs. And I'm like, Dad, what does it have to do with anything? And here it was like something later. It's just so funny. He's like, give me that flashlight. It was dark, and so there was 3 flashlights and 4 of us.
And one flashlight didn't work, so there was only 2 working flashlights.
So he's like, are you using your flashlight? I need your flash. It was just so cute. Like,
he made sure he told him after, like, they're like, what did you like? And we're like, oh, this was amazing. This was whatever. And Dave, there's 4 of us and 3 flashlights and 1 don't work. And I'm thinking, she's like, well, yeah, usually there's supposed to be 8 people in there. No, and only that many flashlights.
We had to go down like a slide at one point, so Mom didn't go down the slide. But Dad had to go. Dad went head first just because he's just trying to save time. And to go not through the slide, you had to like go backtrack through the doors. And Dad just like was like, no, I'm just going to go through it first.
And I was glad I went around to the door, because right when I walked in, I found thing, a piece to something.
Oh,
I was like,
cool.
I was like, oh, well, that was cool. But I literally got in there, I think the same second Dave did.
There was 3 rooms, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So I really liked that too. Man, I have never done as fun of an escape room as that was.
And it was so dark in there, and Arrow was just like, he was just all eyes. Like he was just constantly paying.
Really good.
And we actually paid, how much stuff was it? $72?
$72 to have like
extra so that we didn't have to be in a room with somebody else. Because otherwise they can, if we would have went online and registered 4, and they 4 more people could have added with us. And you're not yourself. I don't think you'd be yourself if you're in with.
It wouldn't have been as much fun. It was worth the $72 to have the amazing experience we did. And it was like really bonding for our family, because I wouldn't rip like a clue out of someone else's hand or be like, oh, let me see. Or if they're doing it wrong, I wouldn't be like, okay, hurry up. I don't know that. But I did see like Paris, calm down. I did see a group of like 6 guys on a bachelor party come in, and they were joining someone else on the gold rush. I would just like love to watch people do it. That'd be a fun job.
Yeah, especially if they're people who don't know each other and that kind of stuff, and they just get stuck in.
We did that once in Frankenmuth, and it was just one couple, and they were really nice, and it was fine.
But I felt like we hogged it all because there were 6 of us, and then them 2. And I mean, and they were quiet. They didn't say anything the whole time.
They were really quiet. Weekscape though, right?
Yeah. I mean, we would ask them, but they were so
So you
quiet.
could not pay the $72 and just hope like people won't add to yours. But she said it's pretty good that we did, because it was Saturday, and then while we were there, I just saw those guys. Like they probably would have been like, oh,
they would have joined in with us.
No, but there was 6 of them, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, there's just a couple that walks in and you join in. So that was really, and it was like $39.99 a person. So. But you thought that was real expensive. I don't know if it is, or was it $34.99 or something?
I Venmo'd them half, and it was $120 for me to Venmo them half, so that would have been $240. So with the extra, that was how much a person? $60. So it cost us $60 a person with the extra. So it kind of was expensive, but it was worth it.
It was fun.
All 4 of us had a really good time, and like we were trying to decide between that and Topgolf, but with Dave's
injury,
and we did not want to try to make him golf. He would have just had to sit and hold arrow, and so we didn't do that. We did a lot of walking. Oh, tell them about my hill exercises.
Oh yeah, so by the Gulch, by the W, it's actually by the Dutch restaurant right next door. There's this huge like hill, and so to go down, that's where like the restaurants are, like Honey and Milk and Honey and stuff like that. So we went down there the first day to just kind of explore. Oh, and by the way, we got in at like 8 in the morning, and we were able to get into the hotel right then. That's amazing. That's like unheard of.
Yeah,
I swear.
No extra fee or anything. They just said, "Yep, your room's ready. You can go on in." So that was so nice.
That was so nice, because it wasn't supposed to be till 3. And so Mom goes down. She has this stroller, empty stroller, and she's just walking real slow down. But then when she had to come back up, she took her shoes off.
That's it. That's it. I had to bare feet down and buckle down, push that stroller up that hill. I felt like I was
take a little couple breaks. It was very steep. I mean, my legs were burning.
Yes, you said your legs.
My legs were burning, and I was out of breath going up that. So,
and I did it again the next day. So I mean, I handled her.
She had some exercise. Yeah,
it was good. It was a good. There was a lot of hilly walking, and then Nicole planned while we were down there. She got a photo shoot.
Yeah, I did. I did the Flytographer thing again. And if you guys want to use, this is not like an ad or anything, but if you use Nicole 50. I think that's the code. It'll give you $50 off if you were to book a Flytographer. So I did it the first time in Puerto Rico, because I could have flew my photographer out there, but it was going to cost like thousands of dollars. So I was like, okay, what are my other options? So they ranged like about $300. And so then I was like, okay, let's do this. I love the pictures from Puerto Rico, and I haven't even shared like the couple ones yet from Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. So I said, okay, I'm going to book like a surprise photo shoot for my parents for their 32nd wedding anniversary, and let's do a Flytographer. So I set it up with my manager, and I think the pictures are so good. Do you like them, Mom?
Yeah, they're really, really, really cute. And at first I wasn't quite sure, because we met with the girl, just there at the spot. She picked the spot or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Nicole's being funny. She bought me this, she bought some big balloons to blow up that says a 3 and a 2. And she bought me this hat.
It was like a cowboy hat with like the bride, like she's a bride.
Yeah, thing on. And then we took the champagne up there, and then a banner that said what?
We still do.
We still do. So I was just laughing and like giggling. So it was kind of funny. Like I was doing it more to be funny. Like they're like, do this pose, do this pose, do this pose. And I felt like I just don't do that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh. I have a video of Dad getting down on one knee and re-proposing to Mom. It was so funny. And like people were watching like as if it's like just happening. and then there's people that walked by, because my mom and dad do look pretty freaking young. And so someone's like, oh, congratulations. They thought they just got married today. And I was like, oh, yeah, they've been married 32 years. And they're like, oh, my gosh. And then the guy in the elevator, we said, oh, yes, my parents, or it's my parents' 32nd wedding anniversary. And he goes,
that's
none of you guys, though, right? And he goes, and I go, yeah, them too. He goes, oh my gosh, you guys look young. And the first question that people ask me is, how old were they when they got married? 20 and 21?
20, probably, yeah. Yep,
yeah, 1990. 20 and 21. So, I mean, it is pretty young, but at the same time, it's not like you were like 14 years old.
No.
Mom's just got really good skin. And so, yeah, people were thinking that she just got married, and that was cute too.
Yeah, it was, but I didn't realize, like, for one thing, that we were doing that right when we got down there doing all that stuff. And I didn't quite pack what I would have wished I would have took a nicer dress, because the pictures.
Getting ready, you guys, she was just all bamboozled. She's like, I don't like this dress. We got to go get shorts for under this dress. I wish I would have brought something else. I don't like my hair. I don't like my makeup.
Oh,
she looked so cute in the picture.
No, I was like so frustrated getting ready. I was like, I know I got to do this right the day we come down here. I'm tired out.
Hey, I'm happy we did, because I got bloated after you took us to Outback Steakhouse. Oh, man.
Well, and the reason we went to,
yeah,
because that has nothing to do with Nashville, but I have, I use a lot of my Discover points to get gift cards and stuff. So I always get for Bonefish Grill, which Bonefish Grill also has, Outback and like 4 other places to use too. And because of COVID and stuff, I've had these gift cards in my wallet for forever, because we didn't use them the last few times we went to Florida, and the one was our wedding, and then the next year that like Bonefish was like a 2-hour wait, so we didn't end up using it. And I'm like, these are going to expire. Let's just go to Outback. I haven't been there in forever. Everybody can eat a steak, and
I do not eat steak.
I don't think I've been there.
I don't know what the hell.
Well, the guys, thinking. I didn't eat a steak either, but I had salmon. But in 20, I'm like, I haven't been there in like 20 years, so get right in, and we once we get there, it was. They were very short-staffed as far as like help. They didn't have very much help at all. And so it took a long time to get a seat. And then we got a seat, and right away they were like, we got to order the bloomin' onion.
Mom's thing was that we had spent so much money on meals the day before, like at least $120 a meal. Okay, so for 3 times, and Mom's like, all right, let's save some money and use these gift cards, right? So we're like, yeah, let's get a free nice meal. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. We get there.
So then you guys ordered the bloomin' onion. Oh my.
That thing is
I only took a couple of bites, but that thing was so coated with seasoning. I don't know. I couldn't. I'm like Heartburn City. So it's so funny, because Dave can eat anything, and 3/4 of the bloomin' onion got left there. Nobody.
Oh, more than 3/4.
We didn't even eat 1/4 between the 4, did we?
And Dad kept saying, Nicole, you ordered it. You got to eat it. And I was like, no, I didn't even order a meal. I just shared some of Mom's meal, because I was like, I am not feeling this place. I don't trust any place and I told Mom this for a while. This stuff used to be good back in the day, like all the chain restaurants, but now I feel like compared to home cooked meals and also like mom and pop shops, their stuff is like packages and comes in the microwave. That's what I think. I don't really know. I've never been back there. But I told Mom this, and same with Applebee's and stuff, but she always gets her hopes up like it's going to be different. And it's never different. And Dad's steak, tell him about what.
But I'm going to be honest and tell you right now, I got salmon and baked potato and sweet potato, because I got those 2 choices because I knew Arrow can have both of those things. And then I also got the baked potato soup so that Arrow could have some of that. And all of my stuff tasted good. There wasn't nothing of mine. Everything of mine was.
She feels bad saying that the food wasn't good.
No, but all mine was good. I told you that day. Did I tell you that day?
Yeah, but I tried. Your sweet potato was still hard in the middle. They just put it in the microwave.
Oh yeah, I could tell, but it still tasted like a sweet potato. Like,
well, no,
it still was a homemade sweet potato.
It was a sweet potato from the store they threw in the microwave. Yes.
Yes. So so you can't screw that up.
Well, I don't know if that was from the store.
Yeah, you can tell it was. So it was that kind of. But Dave's was hilarious. He got a steak and shrimp on the barbie, and a vegetable.
Yeah, it was rice and
corn,
vegetable.
They weren't even corn.
Okay, so Dad got this steak, And then it was steak and shrimp on the Barbie or something. And then there was this piece of dark black bread that came, and they put he just got 3 shrimp, these tiny little 3 shrimp. They put them all on the bread, so they spaced them out evenly with his steak. I thought that it was his steak.
The weirdest thing is the bread was the exact same color as his steak that was next to it. So when they set the plate down, I was like, why does he have 2 steaks and then there was 3 shrimp on the steak? So I like looking at it because it was exact. They were both, and the steak was like, he ordered medium well. It was so well done. Like he could barely even cut it. So I'm like, it was 2 like very, very, very dark steaks. So like it looked like, and then, so finally I stuck my finger in it and I'm like, what is that? And I like couldn't press down on it. And he's like, I don't know, it's some bread or something. And I was like, oh, what did I say?
Bread on the Barbie?
Bread on the Barbie. And they're all laughing. But
it was so funny.
His plate of food looked horrible. Like, I don't know. The shrimp were so cooked up that they were like 3 little shivered, snails laying on that dark piece of bread, and then that burnt piece of steak next to it. And then he had vegetables that were zucchini. He was calling them carrots or something, but it was zucchini, and they were so hard like that you had to like bite right through them.
It was bad. Those came from a bag.
But his rice was good. That's what he kept saying. But my rice is good. And then Victor, what did he get?
Burnt ass chicken.
Oh, yeah, and for his 2 sides, this was the funniest part, is he ordered 2 bowls of soup. So they brought the 2 bowls of soup up first. So when they brought his plate out, all he had was, a little burnt piece of chicken in the middle of a whole big white plate with a little dark piece of burnt chicken. There was no sides, nothing on the plate. So I think I just could not stop laughing looking at their 2 meals, because I was like, I don't know if they just don't know how to order or what.
Yeah, it was funny. Then we woke up all swollen the next day. I gave the food a 2 out of 10. That's my honest opinion, and that is what it is.
Well, compared to the rest of the food in Nashville, yes. But if I would have ordered just my meal somewhere else and anybody else had a good, and everybody else enjoyed their meal, I wouldn't have said a word about mine. I would have been fine with my choice, but
yeah, it was a good thing you went for the salmon for sure. And the thing is it wasn't going to be a cheap meal either. It was the bill, and I didn't even order a meal, and the bill was still over $100, or was it $99?
Yes.
So I mean, people that actually pay $99 for that meal, let's go somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of
and it could have just been that particular, one, and the cooks in that particular place, but it was quite it was very funny.
It was funny.
We definitely laughed about it, and
yeah, it was funny.
And then since Nicole's telling about my predicament, I'll tell about hers. The last day we ate.
Oh, geez.
We did have what's it called? Where'd we go?
You talking about the pizza?
But we went to happy hour. So then we weren't very hungry for supper, and it was our last night there. So we didn't want to go out to a big fancy dinner. So we just decided to get pizza. So we asked where to get it, and so we ordered it from the room. And they said 45 minutes. I paid for it. And
it wasn't from the hotel, though. It was from a different location.
Yeah. Well, I asked the hotel where to get it. It was like 45 minutes it took to get it. But anyways, I ordered a pizza, half the way I like it, half the way the boys like it. Nicole ordered cheese tortellini. I ordered
cheese tortellini for me and Arrow.
And she was so excited about it because she's like, they had a ton of pasta. So she ordered cheese tortellini and we ordered some bread. So 45 minutes later, they come into the door, or they called, and then Victor met him in the lobby and took care of it, or grabbed it, and came back up. And then here, Nicole did not have cheese tortellini; she had chicken fettuccine,
chicken Alfredo, or was that the same? Is that the same thing? Chicken fettuccine Alfredo, big nasty chunks of chicken.
And she didn't want anything with any meat in it. And she was so disappointed. And I mean, Arrow was eating it; he was fine with it, but she's like, "Oh my gosh, I really wanted that." So then she called back and told them, and they're like, no, we have down cheese tortellini, or the thing. So then they went and looked, and they said, oh, he brought you the wrong one. Yours is still here. So she's like, okay, I'll take care of it. So we waited like 45 more minutes. Yeah. Nicole's like, okay, they're bringing mine. She's got that. She's just going to hand that back to them when they get there. And it was like 45 minutes and then like almost an hour. And I said, Nicole, they are not coming. Are you sure that's what they told you? I said, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm tired. I don't want to wait up. And like, I knew that they had to call my phone again to like bring it in the room or whatever. And she's like, yeah. So then Victor called, and Victor called next door. Did you call?
Yeah, Victor called.
And they said, no, we're not bringing it. And then Victor's like, well, okay, can you like then refund us for this pasta? And they're like, well, you ate it.
They're like, did you eat it? And then Victor's like, no, it's right here. I mean, Arrow had like maybe 4 noodles. They're like, no, it's right here if you want to come and get it.
And they're like,
hold on. And then they went and talked to someone. And they're like, can we just give you a coupon towards next time? Victor's like, no, we don't live here. But it was just so weird.
I think he was just frustrated because Nicole was so excited and sat there and did not eat that. So then she said, I went to bed, and then I said the next day, I'm like, well, just don't even like leave the pizza out because we're leaving in the morning and nobody's going to eat it. So it didn't even need to go in the fridge or whatever. And I asked her, I said, did you get up and have pizza? She goes, no, I got up and picked all the noodles out of that chicken Alfredo and ate some of that when I was mad after I didn't get
That just sucks when you're sitting there excited waiting for something and then they screw it up.
Well, I just cannot understand where the miscommunication came that you're sitting there waiting for an hour. And I was like, she's just sitting there. And I'm like, Nicole, if it was already made and sitting there, they would have been here in 10 minutes. Like, I don't get what's taking so long. And then I looked at what time she talked to him on my phone. I'm like, it was like 50 some minutes ago. You better call. They're not coming. She's like, oh, they probably just got busy. I'm like, no, I don't think they're coming. And they weren't coming. I don't know.
No, they were not.
I don't know. And then Victor was being all serious, and he was being like really nice, but then he got really frustrated with them when they accused him of eating it, you know. Well, did you eat it? It's like, no, we were waiting for it to give it back to you.
Yeah, like, what the heck? Victor said we didn't want chicken or meat in anything. And they're like, oh, okay, well, hold on.
I do got to check my credit card to make sure
Victor's like, if you don't credit it back, I'm calling back.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to call. How long do you think it'll take? And they said like an hour. And he goes, well, and it was on my card. So then I can't really tell because you can't tell because everything's always pending. So I won't know until it's actually charged. But he's like, well, I'm going to be checking. And if it's not fixed, I'm going to be calling you back. And I started laughing.
The guy's like, okay, well, refund then. And then Victor's like, well, don't you need my name or my order number or some kind of like information so you can refund it? They're like, oh yeah, what's the phone number of the order's under? And Victor's like, I don't trust this guy.
Yeah, Victor didn't trust him because of that. He said he's gonna refund it, but had no information what to refund and was hanging up already. So he's like, yeah, I was laughing so hard. I was just, I was feeling kind of sorry for Nicole, like I said, because I could see her just pacing, waiting for my phone to ring to say her cheese tortellini's ready. And I was like, it's not coming.
I know, because then Victor was getting in the shower and I already had my pajamas on with no bra. And I was like, oh man, I hope they don't call while he's in the shower because I want him to go grab it. And then he got out of the shower and it was like 50 some minutes. I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably not coming. But I still believed in them. She literally told me that they were going to fix it. How else do you fix it?
I don't know.
And then I was like, oh, do we tip them again when they come? Like I was all like stressed and thinking ahead. Oh man, that was bad customer service.
It was funny, like very funny, especially funny because, like I said, she was demolished that pasta after she knew that was all her choices. She wasn't getting anything else. It was pretty funny.
Is there anything else on the Nashville trip that we forgot to touch on at all?
No, but it was all we did the typical tour stuff. Went and got the pictures taken by the big wings. Got Arrow.
Oh yeah,
got his pictures cute. Taken, and I did my souvenir shopping. I had fun doing that.
Do you think Dad would want to go back?
Yeah, I think Dad really liked it. Yeah, he was talking. One of Nicole's friends actually met us down there, Amber, for a drink. Well, she didn't have a drink. We had a drink, and she just was going somewhere. So she lives right by which part?
12 South.
But I actually just next time just to see like the price difference because I felt bad Nicole paid that much for the hotel. She said it's really nice to stay down there, so I would actually check to see like prices down there and maybe.
Oh, I got my hair done too.
Oh yes, that's what we went. That's what you went. Made the appointment for. You can talk about that.
Yeah, I got my hair done and I feel more like myself. It's been over a year since I've seen my hair. My favorite hair lady. I feel like she just like, I just say, do what you think. Cause it's just nice to like put it in someone else's hand. She's a professional. And you know what's crazy? Okay. This is so crazy. I have to tell you guys. I had brought up like where the Crawdads sing and stuff, and then which brought up Reese Witherspoon, right? And then she's like, oh yeah, she was in my chair like a couple weeks ago. I was like, Reese Witherspoon was in your chair? And she's like, yeah. I was like, you don't go to her house? She comes here and you do her hair? And she's like, yeah, sometimes I go to her house. I'm like, oh my gosh. I need to schedule and try to find out when Reese is going in now. But that is so cool. That was like made me feel so cool. And I can't imagine everyone. It's different in Nashville. I feel like you see artists and you see actresses. And I mean, she's as high A-list as you can get. But everyone's just so chill. And I guess it's just, I mean, she does a lot of, I think she does like Carrie Underwood and stuff like that. But that is just so cool. I just was like, wow.
And but one thing I did notice a lot, but an Arrow was so well behaved the entire trip, but there was not very many kids. I maybe saw 10 kids the entire time we were there.
Right.
And groups of girls getting married. How many? Oh my gosh, it's 90% of the people are there. So whenever we'd see a group of guys out on a bachelor party or just hanging out, oh my God, it was so cute and funny because they were so like...
They didn't have like the matching shirts or nothing. They were just like on their pedal bike. Like the one that sticks in my mind is they're like, pour some sugar on
they're like singing. They're on those, the alcohol pedal, what are they called? The little pedal wagons or whatever. But it was so funny. It is 90% girls, groups of girls. Like when we went and ate in a restaurant, there would be 20 groups of girls eating, maybe two families two families, two couples, and then that's it. Like that's mainly what it was, all groups of girls.
If you want to go to Broadway and you want to have a good time, I would recommend trying the week, not the weekend. And I know that doesn't work with a lot of schedules, but it's not like when me and Mariah used to go when we were younger. It was not like it is now. And I think I would get like a lot of like anxiety because it's so packed and you can't breathe, and especially with COVID and all that stuff going on. But if I went during the week, because Thursday was so much better than Friday, I think you could have a really good time.
Yeah, you couldn't even walk. When we went back and tried to walk down Friday, we literally got our souvenirs and got the heck out of there. Like none of us wanted to.
It wasn't fun in the least bit, that part.
None of us enjoyed that hour or two just trying to maneuver through there.
And
it was
I wanted to eat at like Miranda Lambert's bar, but there was no freaking way. Like there was no way. She's the only woman that has a bar downtown. So if you want to support women,
it was cool. It was really pinkish in there. It was pretty. It was.
Yeah. So that's new. It's like within the last year-ish. But okay, I think that's about it, Bob. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay, so thanks for catching up with us, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep, bye-bye.